Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. On this video we're going to be looking at the Honda Civic FN2 Type R. So that's the one right there. FN2 shape, Type R. The issue that we've got with this is ignition on. Start this up if it's going to start. ABS check system, VSA fault. So just turn that back off. So to me that looks like an ABS or a wheel speed sensor fault. So let's get the diagnostic machine plugged in and we'll take you through that. So diagnostic machine plugged in. What we're using it is the Launch CRP129 Premium. I'm going to go to diagnose, scan, and it's a Honda, latest version, Honda. Manual selector, it'll go through all the modules. I just want to have a look at one. ABS, braking system, let's see what comes up. Takes a wee second just to connect to the module. As you can hear from the beeps and the message on the dash, that's it connecting. And there we go, that's us into the module. Read trouble codes, let's have a wee look and see if it says anything. Right rear wheel speed sensor open circuit. So as we say, it's probably a faulty ABS sensor that's bringing on the light and the traction control light as well. So we can just come out of this, read data stream, and we can select the rear, left rear, right rear wheel speed sensors and see what comes out of this. So we'll get up on the ramp, spin the wheels, and I'll show you what the wheel speed sensors are actually doing. Right, so vehicle's now up on the ramp. We're going to spin this wheel here and see if we get any speed. I'm going to try and do this at the same time as recording, so it could be quite tricky. There you go, 3.3 kilometers an hour. Let's go and check the other side. So now at the other side of the vehicle, we're at the right hand side now, the one with the faulty wheel speed sensor. Let's just have a real look. As you can see, absolutely nothing. So let's get this up in the air and have a look at the wheel speed sensor. Under the vehicle, as you can see, that black cable there runs up to a plug just up there and runs up to the hub, back of the hub. So let's get this done. Per normal, it doesn't go to plan with all their vehicles. The ABS sensor itself, the stud snapped in the hub. So what I've done is I got the old sensor bracket basically that holds the sensor into place. I lined that up down there and just drill a hole right through from this side basically. Just aligning that and going right through. Same again with the ABS sensor hole. I cleaned that up as well, just with the drill bit. Taking care not to damage the ABS ring, just put a tiny bit of metal on top of that just so we don't damage it. But yep, I'll take you through fitting the new sensor. So what I should have said as well is obviously after cleaning out the ABS sensor hole and stuff, we do want to give it a blow down around the ABS. That's basically just for any metal particles that are going to sit on the ABS ring itself and maybe cause a false reading in the future. So let's install the sensor. Take the sensor itself, plug it into the plug on the vehicle, making sure that it slides in, which it does. and then get the sensor, offer it up. Obviously we're changing this one around a bit because we've had to drill right through. This won't affect anything. So put the sensor in first of all. Don't put in any copper grease or anything, because that could affect obviously the readings in the sensor itself with the copper. Make sure the sensor's not touching the ABS ring. Line that up. We're going to get our 10mm socket, and we're just going to screw that sensor in. Got a nut that we're just going to put in the back. We'll also bolt that up with a lock in nut as well, just to obviously make sure that nothing's going to fall down. 10mm spanner on the back. And there we go, that's it in place. As it says, that bolt won't affect the sensor reading. This is how the proximity. Make sure, good turn, and nothing hits. If it did hit at that point, obviously you've dropped that hole possibly off a little bit. You just need to readjust that and give it a final blow down. Cleanliness is key there, because if there's any bits of metal still left in there, once again it'll throw up a false reading and will indicate an ABS warning on the dashboard as if it's a faulty sensor. Right, so we're just going to route the sensor. And we'll just put it up and into the locating tab. Making sure that it's not filling anything, obviously. Can be a bit tricky to get it in the clip. There we go, that's it in. So let's get the brakes back together. A little bit of copper grease on the threads before we put these bolts in. By giving them a wiggle and turn at the same time, you'll find that it finds its own thread. Same with the bottom. Always get the two started first. Don't fully tighten one, thinking that you're in the right area, so it might lock up the other one. There we go, that's them both started. That's a 14mm spanner. We're going to use a ratchet spanner on this one, just for ease of access. So that's them both done up. Just double check the top one again. Good tighten, bottom one's tight. Check that the brake spins freely. You will hear the pads hitting, obviously that's the normal thing. This just to ensure that you've got the pads sitting in straight and not twisted in the brake caliper. Everything's looking good. Let's get the wheel back on. We will also check the torque of the wheel once the vehicle's properly lowered. Just going to lower the vehicle right down now. We'll lower it down enough for us to get in the door. And we're going to connect that diagnostic machine back up. Same as first time, ignition's on. Across the scan. Down to Honda. Latest version. Bit quicker because it's already been in the modules. ABS. Still got the warnings on the dash obviously until we clear them. System initialized. Data stream, which is where we're going to make sure the sensor is actually working. Right rear, oh, don't want that one. Right rear speed sensor. Let's get that on the graph. We'll try and turn this and see it at the same time. Hopefully we get a reading here. So as you can see straight away, it's got a decent reading as well. 5 kilometers an hour. That's that wheel spinning. So hopefully that's cleared our fault. What we'll go in and do now is escape. Trouble code. Are you sure you want to clear? Yes. They've all been cleared. Pop back up, read trouble codes. Just make sure, yep, no code stored. So we'll start the vehicle up and see what it's doing. Hopefully it doesn't have the light on anymore. The battery's dead as a dodo. So back in the vehicle now. It's been on charge for a good half an hour, so hopefully it should start. So still coming up with tyre pressure warning. Vehicle started now. No ABS faults. No VSA faults. That one for the tyre pressure warning. The tyre pressures were all over the place in the car. One at 10 psi, one at 40 psi, etc. So what I believe is to get that to reset, you've just got to set the tyre pressures, drive it along the road, and that should reset that light. And that's the only warning that's on in the dash as well, the symbol in yellow. So I hope this helped people with the same fault, the VSA and ABS fault. I hope you like the video. If you did like it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.